Alright, Aggie, this is one of your full throws from your videos that you sent in. Let's take a look at it in full speed and then we'll back it up with some quick tips. Alright, not bad. Couple things to work on out of the back that are really going to help the rest of the throw. Okay, first thing I would like to see out of the back is a little bit more deeper wind. If you feel uncomfortable with that, keep your wind the same. But what I would like is a bring these shoulders back a little bit more into the throwing area. Just kind of set up that our lower body is going to be ahead of our upper body. And if we get a deeper wind, we kind of get that in position and we keep it through the center, and then we have a bigger pull at the end. And also what I'd like to see is this arm a little bit higher up here. Remember, it's about 90 degrees from the chest, or from the chest, from the sternum, from the backbone. So 90 degrees up, keep it nice and high as we rotate. So I recommend just putting it up there and keeping it there throughout the whole throw. Okay, we got a couple winds here. I always recommend one wind and go. Get your mind ready, get set, and then one wind and go, get at it. If you're more comfortable with multiple winds, you can do that, but I would say try to attempt it with just one wind and go. So that way you're not wasting time in the ring and you're not wasting effort just going back and forth. Okay, so this is the main thing that you need to work on your throw. Out of the back here, we're just a little too anxious with our upper body. At about this point, our left shoulder should be in line or right above our toe. And you can see here you're kind of jerking into the throwing area with your upper body going that way. Really, we want to just be nice and slow and relaxed in the back. So really slow down your upper body. If anything, some athletes like to have their left arm almost curl around their body, which kind of reiterates that nice and relaxed upper body. I prefer kind of sweeping around like you're doing, but just make sure that it's staying with that left toe and not getting ahead too early into the throw, which is what happens. And in doing so, you're going to be leaning too much in the middle, and you're going to be off balance in the middle, which is going to make your throw off balance, which is what occurs here. See how when you get to that point, when you're sprinting, you're hunched over here. All right, we want instead we want a nice straight upper body here, rotating around out of the back. There's just too much lean, too much driving into the center of the ring. So you just really got to be patient. It's kind of an awkward feeling that you're doing that in the back of the ring, but it really sets up the rest of the throw. So in the back, we want balance and control. We don't want speed and leaning. So, and what'll help that as well is, and I talked about this in Kyle's video, is a wider right leg to kind of counterbalance the hips leaning into the throw, not necessarily our upper body. So you kind of create a position like that with the right leg out and your upper body's nice and straight with a wide right arm. So a wider sweep with the right leg would be preferred here, and a taller, straighter upper body, sinking on this right leg if possible. Okay, so as we progress here, this isn't too bad. The legs are in a pretty good position with this. So what happened here is the leg was kind of out here, and what you've done naturally, which is great, is you shorten it by bending your knee here, going into the sprint. what you need to focus on, and I talked about this in your pivot drill, is when you're in this position, focus forward. A nice tall chest with that discus back. Okay? That's kind of what we want. Right now there's just too much lean and the upper body's getting ahead of the lower body. So focus forward, keep that arm back over your right rump, setting up for the power position. So as we drive through the center, we're going to do the sprint. Okay, and another thing that might help through the middle here is with this left leg, if we can keep the knees here together a little closer, what that does is that helps put the left foot down sooner here in position. Right now it just looks a little wide, so try to keep those knee joints a little closer within this drill, or within the throw, as you pivot to the power position. So what's good here is that your upper body does slow down and allows your lower body to get ahead. That's great. A little bit opening up too soon. Again, we want out of the back, we want to focus forward as long as possible. Then as you rotate to the power position, you want to focus back as long as possible. Let your hips get ahead. Just kind of opening up a little too soon here. And I think there, because we're off balance from the back, we're going to be a little off balance in the front. We lose our drive off that right leg, really driving up. Rather, it's just coming forward for the reverse. So we're off balance in the back, we're going to be off balance in front, and we're not going to have that nice leg drive that we had in the pivot drill from the other video. So the main thing that I think you need to work on is just being nice and relaxed in the back, focusing forward through the center of the ring, and then you'll be nice and balanced to finish like you do in the pivot drill. But these are great progressions, Aggie. Keep up, and we'll keep getting better and better.